3, 2, 1. We're in. All right, welcome to the Shop Class Podcast. Tonight we got a special guest. We got Shane Peterson, and Shane's a shop teacher in West Lyon Community School, and he's going to give us a shop tour. He's been joining us for a few of the Shop Class podcasts, and we got some usual guests in the house. We got Timothy, we got Al, we got Duke, Lauren's here, and Nick is here. All right. So, Shane, yeah, start out with like, what do you teach over there?
So, my schedule, I've got start out with 8th graders right away in the morning. I've got an intro class that we get a quarter, and all the 8th graders in the entire school go through that. And then I have a freshman intro class after that. And then I've got a CAD. We do mechanical drafting, 3D modeling first semester, and then architecture second semester. And then I've got cabinetry class, construction trades after that. And then I get a break for a little while. And then I got automotive first semester and basic home maintenance second semester, which is mostly all girls. And then I've got another section of cabinetry then after that. So.
How many classes is that? It sounds like more than 5, right?
I got 7, and 6 preps. So because I got 2 sections of cabinetry, and then yeah.
That's not a normal amount. Like usually, I teach like equivalent of like 5 classes, even though I have 1 class as a double. But how did you? Is it an extended day or is it just that? How does that work?
No, we got 8 45-minute periods. So get in, get out, and go to the next one.
And then of the 8, you're teaching
7 of them.
What?
Yep. So
that's a lot. How many in a row?
Well, I've got 1 through 5, and then I get lunch, and then I got a class right after lunch, and then I got a free period, and then a class to finish the day.
That's not a normal schedule. Nobody else here has that schedule, right? Yeah, that's a lot, man. Woo. Well, that's good. Keeps you going, right?
Yeah. It's fun. It's a lot of different stuff. So
nice. So cool, man. And so yeah, you want to give us a shop tour? I understand you got a pretty diversified shop there.
Yeah, so I'll just kind of start out like this is our classroom.
Oh, hold it horizontal. Yeah, there you go. And I'm gonna pin the. There we go. Okay, so there's your CAD room, right?
Yep. So this is basically our room where we do our CAD work and anything that we do for drafting. That's what we do in this room.
What program are you using?
We got I think Revit 2020, and then Inventor, and then we've also got VCarve on these, and sticker design, not sticker. It's like a vinyl cut software, like a roll and cut studio. So we got a bunch of different stuff on these computers.
Nice. That's cool. And are you guys in stuff? Oh yeah. Are you guys in person right now?
Yeah, we've been actually in person since the first day of school. So
wow. Yeah, there you go.
But we got our room back here. We kind of try, like, this is where I try and keep stuff out of dust.
Oh yeah.
So we got a 3D printer back here, our vinyl cutter. And then it's kind of funny because people think I have fish back here, but the fish tanks basically got it's just water and OxyClean in it. Our printer does dual head, so it's got a water soluble filament with it. So then when the prints are done, I put them in that tank, and it kind of aerates it and moves it around and dissolves the filament faster. So.
Oh, that's cool.
But no fish.
Yeah.
And we got our laser that we use a lot.
Oh, that's cool, man. I've been sending a lot of stuff over to Send Cut Send. and they use a laser to cut through like almost, I think up to like a 1/4 inch.
This one I've cut 1/4 inch plywood with. It's a pretty nice laser. I really like it.
Wow.
One of my basic home maintenance girls just got done doing this cutting board.
Oh, that's cool.
We filled it with epoxy after she burned it. Nice. She wanted to do with electricity, and I didn't want to do that. I want to risk it with electricity.
Yes, because high voltage jumps the gap, and there's been some accidents. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's called that Lichtenberg wood burning.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what you do is you take 2 electrodes and you put the electrodes in the on one side of the wood and another side of the wood. And then you need like a baking soda mix, or you need some chemical. I think it's baking soda, water mix, or vinegar or something. I don't know. And then you brush it on the wood, and then that creates the the conductor for it to go through, and then they burn. And you could just move the terminals around on the wood, and then you can get your crazy patterns. I had a kid doing that 3 years ago, and he made a box for me with that style. It's crazy, but I said you can't do it at school. So it's a microwave transformer and a variac. He needed to do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the thing, is it's awesome. But welding has low voltage, so it doesn't go anywhere you don't want it to. But this is high voltage, so it's coming close to the static area, but it's got amps behind it. So it's cool looking. It looks like a tree growing out of the thing, burning, like a burning tree or something. But yeah, you gotta be careful, because I've heard of some accidents. Anyway,
so this is our cabinet shop then. And when I got here 8 years ago, none of these tools were in here, and this was my like main shop for everything.
Wow, this is nice. That is like organized with the blue stripe going around the top. Very, very dealership, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, you got your finger on the lens there. Get out of there.
There we go. I need one of those fancy selfie sticks or whatever the heck they are.
Oh, this is cool. Look at this duct work.
So everybody says that looks like a alien or something.
Oh yeah.
So this is just our router tables. We use quite a bit of those. They're summer felt router tables.
That's cool.
A couple bandsaws.
Oh wow. Are the bandsaws are all those things on wheels?
No, they're all stationary.
Oh, okay. I got you. What, do you just pull them out, or you leave them right there? It works out.
90% of the time they work right here.
Okay.
And then if we got something long, we'll just pull one out and then use it and put it back. So this is mostly like today I had 22 8th graders in here just whirring on these things for 45 minutes. And that's probably my most nervous part of the day, is watching 22 8th graders cut stuff on the bandsaw at once.
22 8th graders cutting wood at the same time? Yeah, I can't handle that.
So this is our tool room. When I first got here, you can kind of see on the floor, there's like a line right there. This was just this right here was the tool room. That little like rectangle right there with the cage door. And then the other side was the old spray room that had no ducting in it. So they opened this up when they did the remodel 3 years ago. So that was kind of nice. But got these like steel cabinets from Lowe's. They're pretty nice cabinets, and they weren't too expensive. I've been pretty happy with them. It's kind of cool that we got to match the school colors with everything. So,
well, that is cool.
If you guys want me to stop on anything or something, just yell. But
yeah, I like your bar clamp hang up.
We used to have a big A-frame rack, and it was kind of always in the way. But so this is one of the kids' projects. He's building a table, a couple different things going. Got a walnut
Oh,
chest
nice.
going. A couple of different. One down here. It's like a country buffet type thing.
Oh, that's nice. And are these tables?
Cabinet.
Could you go to the table for a second?
Like here?
Yeah. Is that a open frame on the bottom, or they do the thing where they put the lockable?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
these are just like Craig tables.
Oh, that's good.
Table frames.
You got wheels.
Yeah, it's really so. When they did this remodel, the floor in here used to be waxed, and they ground it all down and everything, but they didn't reseal it, and it really. We're gonna do something this summer with it, but it's super hard to sweep. So
Oh.
all the tables are on wheels, so we can get everything out of here and sweep.
You know what's funny
So-
about the concrete floors that at my school they used to paint it with indoor house paint, and it was terrible because if you dropped a tool, it would chip, and the chip would fly up and hit you in the face. So I got them to stop doing that. But yeah, if they're gonna paint it or something, they got to do it the right way. You can't use any kind of regular paint on it.
We're gonna try and do a epoxy floor.
Yeah.
So we got our saw stop set up.
Nice. Did you ever trigger that by accident?
Oh God, I think we went through 6 or 8 of them. Only one for a finger.
Damn.
The rest were all tape measures and a nail. So
Wow.
You know, you can send them back and they can be evaluated for that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And then if you save a finger, they'll send you another cartridge.
Yeah. Well, that's what I need to do because I got the one that the kid hit with his finger, but
Wow. So it saved his finger.
oh yeah. It definitely.
Yeah, it saved my finger.
Really?
Yeah.
One of my buddies had to almost cut his finger off to get his old school. He doesn't work there anymore, but his old school to buy him a saw stop. So
Oh my God. We're looking at some serious. This is a serious thing.
this is so we were able to pick this up from one of the local cabinet shops that upgraded, and really super lucky to be able to get this thing. We used this thing a ton.
Wow. That is awesome.
So
Is that a 4x8 sheet?
Yeah, 4x8 with the vacuum table and automatic tool change.
Oh, that is cool.
It's about 15 years old, but it still works awesome.
Wow, no kidding. And what kind of stuff? Did you just put a 2-dimensional file in there and it goes nuts?
Yeah, you can like through
What'd you say, Lauren?
I was going to
V-carb,
ask V-carb with that. You mentioned that.
That's cool.
We use V-carb with it.
Nice.
And
That
this is just our wood room. This was a third of our old welding shop. This is part of the remodel. They did this wood room. So kind of nice little place.
nice. So, to store the wood?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So now we go out into, this is the new part of the shop. So right now, this kind of work area here, we're doing sheet metal toolboxes.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are doing those.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
Do you like that project? I haven't done that yet.
yeah, my freshmen love it. They get pretty excited about it.
Oh, this is cool. This is like you're getting into the zone here.
Hopefully you're not getting blinded here with the sun, but
No, it's okay. Is there any way you could get on the Wi-Fi? I think the quality would be a little bit better, but it's pretty good.
let me check here.
All right, while you're
All right,
checking,
let's try that.
let's see. I've got your info pulled up here. Yeah, you look like a nice guy. So like I don't know what I don't know what they did for this photo, but This is a good photo. That's funny. Look at this schedule. You weren't kidding. Oh my God. Like, is there anywhere to go to the bathroom in here? Like, you have no room.
Luckily, I have a bathroom in the shop, so.
Oh, all right. That's funny. Okay. Did you get the Wi-Fi? Oh, yeah. It's so much better. Oh, my God. It's so much clearer.
Good.
Yeah, I should have said something earlier. All right.
So
Wait,
these
I
are.
thought we were in the metal shop. What happened?
We are. Well, so if this is the construction third of it, I will say.
All right.
This is where I do my construction stuff. We build the shop sheds, and then we do these house modules that kids they wire and all that good stuff in here.
Oh, that's really
lay brick.
Yeah, you have a serious program. This is great.
And then what do you do with those when you're done? Those modules, you just throw them away?
Tear it all down and reuse everything except the sheetrock and the tile.
Wow.
So we just use a fake mortar, like sand and lime mixed together, and it holds just good enough for what we're doing here, and then tear it all down, stack it back up, and so
you even reuse the cinder blocks then?
Yep. Reuse the cinder blocks, the eye joist, everything.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So
now,
and then we've got.
You explain to the kids that this isn't the right mortar mix to use, or do you? Okay.
Yeah, we go through and actually like talk about the real thing, and we have like masons, and we have like for the electrical, we have electrician come in, and we get plumbers come in, and they come and bring us supplies. So like all these modules are then wired to this little, like, I call it like the utility room, I guess, for them, but they all have to wire into their breaker boxes, and then we hook everything up and make sure that it all works. So they'll bring their PEX out here to a manifold system, and we'll put a garden hose to it and pressurize it and everything.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, this is great stuff you're doing. Oh my God, don't even get to that side yet. You're teasing me. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Who is the guy we had on that was building the shelters in a manufacturing plant?
Oh yeah, I don't remember who that is.
Oh my God.
I know you're talking about.
They were building these shelters, and they were actually selling them as part of a like a program.
Kind of like habitat type thing.
Yeah. But I mean,
homes.
What?
Wasn't it those tiny homes?
Yeah. For getting people back on their feet.
Yeah.
And they had a huge facility, and they got a forklift running them and stuff, and they build them out. But I mean, I guess this is more controlled for learning. It's probably more efficient. How many years you guys been doing that?
8 years. We did this since the first year that I came. We actually did this when I was in college, so I kind of stole it and kind of modified it a little bit. And this is kind of like a Skills USA Teamworks thing too. They do something similar to this for Teamworks.
Nice. So, that's awesome. That's great. I mean, this is what should be happening. You don't need a full size home to actually work on stuff. That's great. We were talking about doing this with we got Kevin Witt working in the school where I'm at, and talking about building a small. We got a ceiling that I guess it could work. I mean, they'd have to do a miniature one.
So do they put insulation in there and everything?
One wall, just one wall. We do. They'll do one wall.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And then like they'll do, so like we've got a 3-way switch here and here that goes up to a ceiling fan. And then we've got a single pole switch that goes up to just a regular light. And then they've got outlets that get wired with a GFCI. And I make them crawl underneath there and pull them.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Wow. That is great. Nice. And do you do like roofing on it too, or no?
So we don't do roofing on these because here, I'm going to see if I can lean outside real quick. So usually we do those I call them house modules. We do those first semester, and then we build sheds second semester. So like there's one of the sheds that we built.
Oh, there we go. Is that snow on the ground?
No,
Okay.
that's sandblasting dust.
Oh, look at the mail truck.
This is kind of our outside, but
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, that's our old. That actually came. That was on an acreage that I bought, and I hauled it in here. It's just a old Jeep, postal Jeep. I've actually got another one just like it. There was 2 of them out there.
Oh, that is cool.
My school would stroke if I started bringing stuff like that there. Man, and you got skid loader implements there too, and the skid loader inside.
Yeah. So, and that's our van for our auto program that we got. That one of the dealerships donated for us, but that skid loader, that's my skid loader, because our ag department right now is doing 2 tractors, restoring 2 tractors.
That's
and
awesome.
Without that skid loader, we couldn't load tires, we couldn't unload metal. Like, we'd be screwed trying to get stuff on and off trucks. And so we keep that skid loader in here and unload stuff with it. We'll load up all this scrap iron this week sometime. So
This is
but
awesome.
Yeah, my school
kind of
would
our
stroke. My school would stroke. Yeah.
Timmy, I on purpose try and get my school to have a stroke every year. That's job security right there, my friend.
I have a couple things at school that shouldn't be there, but that was about it. You know, we had a demonstration at my school once that came in. They brought a sawmill in. So I brought in a hunk of holly. It's probably had to be a nice 14-inch, 16-inch piece of holly trunk that I've never seen holly that big. Okay. And I have that there. And then I actually think that's it. And I have some lumber there, but that's about it. And if I brought anything else there, they would go crazy.
Restoring an old tractor, no big deal. Come on.
You can imagine me rolling my Model A in over there. They would be like, what are you doing?
I took the bed off my truck at least 3 times to do all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I don't have much room. So this is great. Look at this area. This is where I would be. Is that a go-kart?
So yeah, this is, I don't know if you guys remember talking about our industrial tech fair, how they do the junkyard wars.
Oh, no way.
So this is one of the go-karts that they're building.
That is cool.
For that.
Nice.
So with the tractor now, if you go back to that tractor, are they restoring that to like how it came out of the factory, or are they restoring it as in just get it running and, you know, go from there?
Most of these are ones people have drug out of the grove. And this is, they're going to strip it down. They'll paint it. And then most of the time they rebuild the engine and, like I said, paint it, put new tires and stuff on it, and put it all back together. So this one's a propane one.
Now, is that a student's, or where'd that come from?
Yeah, this is a student's. There's a pretty good list of people waiting to get a tractor done. Usually, it's a student from the class, though. It's one of theirs usually.
That's good. I mean, that's how it should be. It's like a community center. Why not? That's where all the tax money's going. I like it.
Yeah, I wanted to get a company, like a local school, to paint the other Model A that I have, and I reached out to a couple schools locally, but nobody wanted to take any part of it. Like, they were not interested in it. They said that it wouldn't be a good project for kids to work on. And then they also just didn't want the liability. So it was one of those like, oh, well, that stinks. And I'm like, I don't care what it looks like because it's going to be a driver. You know,
You're in New Jersey. That's why.
It's just got to be good enough for a driver. That's all I wanted, and I wanted kids to learn on it. And I would have paid for materials. So
This tractor, what's the size of that engine there?
I don't know how many horse these are.
Or like, what's the ballpark on that?
It's probably like a 40,
Crazy.
30, 40 horse.
Is it a
brand is
flathead
it?
or is it? Oh, I see. It's probably an overhead.
It's a liquid propane engine.
Oh wow.
And I don't know, I don't know a ton about them.
Yeah,
Tractors aren't my forte, but
yeah, that's cool. Where do you get the parts cleaned? You got a blaster there?
yeah. So, we got I don't know where they've got their sandblaster, but they drag it outside and do it out there in the driveway.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
this part here, I feel really, really lucky to have this in our shop. Really lucky. So this is our paint booth.
Oh wow. Yeah.
and you
cool.
finish woodworking projects in there too, along with metal things.
Yep, we spray cars, tractors in here. I varnish all my woodworking projects in here. We paint all our toolboxes in here. This thing gets used all the time.
It's so funny. I got a buddy in California that has a paint booth and an auto shop, and they did all kinds of monster garage cars and paint the cop cars and paint the town cars. And then the school just little by little just didn't understand how good it was to have that. And when he retired, they're starting to scrap everything. And I'm like, wow, that's part of the reason I have this, I want to do this show is because we need to highlight these incredible programs, so as inspiration for other schools. That's great that you got a booth.
So how do you deal
I don't
with
know if
theft?
you guys ever watched theft.
Yeah, how do you deal with
be
theft with kids' projects?
Crowbar.
To be completely honest, I haven't locked my classroom in 5 years. Nothing is locked here. We don't have any problem. Kids don't take stuff.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
90% of the vehicles in the parking lot are unlocked. Keys probably in some of them.
Yeah, I don't have a theft problem, and I'm in a dense neighborhood. If you got a good program and the kids see the value, no one's going to take from there.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about taking from the program. I'm saying about taking, like, this is, a kid takes another kid's, toolbox, saying that this is mine.
Oh.
And really it's not. And, because I deal with that all the time, especially when there's a lot of the same things. How do you deal with that? I mean, I'm not saying like stealing tools from the cabinet or, hauling lumber out of the back door and stealing plywood. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. It's the, kid versus kid saying, I like this project better. This one's now mine. That's the biggest problem I deal with. And I cannot find a way to combat that. And you tell the kids, take pictures, put your name on it, would burn your name in it. And no matter what you do, they don't do it. And then every year you're running into, I can't find my project. I don't know where it is. I think this kid took it. And it's the same song and dance every time.
Yeah, I know. I honestly, the only time I have trouble sometimes, like 8th graders, because they all build clocks and it's the same clock. So they all have the same pieces. So somebody will steal somebody's top, and I guess I just tell them, I said, if it was your name on it, no, I was like, well, I can't help you then, you have to cut another one. I'm sorry, but as far as, most of the time, like our cabinetry class, they all do the same project first semester. It seems to go pretty good. I don't know if kids they can't find it and they cut a new one. It doesn't seem like it, but I don't have a ton of problem. I don't know if it's because, we have kids that have gone to school together since they were in kindergarten and they just respect each other. I don't know, honestly. It's just, I don't fight it a ton.
Yeah, I have it was worse than what it is now. But it's still the same thing. I still run into the same problem. And it's just like, well, you know, did you put your name on it? Yes. Okay. Well, did you take a picture of it? No. Well, I can't help you if you didn't take a picture on it. You walk around with your cell phone in front of your face all day, and I tell you to take pictures of your stuff to document the process, and they don't do it.
Well, you know, if
Yeah,
you
and that was exactly what I was going to say, that I have students like take pictures of their progress, and then usually I can identify it from there. But if they didn't take a picture, I said, well, then you're going to get a lower grade, or you make it over again. Like, that's your fault. It's on you. It's your accountability.
Yeah, so I mean the biggest problem is the kids taking stuff from the finishing room. That's where I run into the biggest problem.
Yeah.
And that's and there's no way that we can combat that. And I've suggested, I said, you know, we need to get cameras in these side rooms. And they're like, yeah. Well, this year's an anomaly because of COVID, and literally you can keep your eye on every kid at any given moment because there's only 3 or 4 of them in a room. But when we go back to full instruction next year, per se, you know, we're going to be back in the same problem. We're going to have the same issues. The kids are going to be vaping in the back room. They're going to be vaping in the finishing room, and you can't keep your eyes on them. So the whole idea is there's got to be a way that you can prevent this stuff from happening. And, you know, I guess it's just part of the beast of teaching these, you know, content areas.
I just try and do let the kids do unique projects in some way, some variation, and then there's no way to steal it because we know who did what.
Yeah, I know. And you can't do that all the time, though.
No, yeah, totally, yeah.
So that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing unique. I mean, if you're doing that sheet metal toolbox, I did the same sheet metal toolbox 25 years ago. There's nothing unique you can do to that. You know, it's the same sheet metal toolbox that every kid that's taken a metal shop has probably done.
Nah, you could do something unique. Put rivet on a plate or something. Rivet on a different, you know, almost like your bowls. Put a little copper part on there or something. You know, something different.
Yeah, but I mean, that might be an exception.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the good stuff. What's coming up next? Plasma cutting table.
Yeah, we got this arc light table.
I was just joking.
So we use this. One thing we use this quite a bit for. I don't know if you guys can see up there on the wall. Any business that donates anything, we make a sign of their business and hang it up on the wall up there.
Oh, nice. Stare it.
So, now, do your donations have to go through the Board of Ed?
No, we have people drop out. Like, I had a guy, you know, I feel kind of like, you know, I had a guy drop off a Festool track saw. Whoa. You know, and it's just people really support the program, and I feel really blessed because it's great to have that community support.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in order to be an official donation, they have to go through the board in Jersey.
Yeah, we got the same situation. Is that like a custom? Oh, you plasma cut all the pieces in, right?
This is what our welding teacher he made. This is like it's his first year here, so he's kind of still getting like stuff figured out of where he wants stuff, but he built this rack for all the air tools, all the grinders, our mag drill. He built that rack. He built this chipping station for the welds. My air compressor blew up, my personal one, so we just cut the top off of it and made a dunk tank out of it. So
nice.
This is kind of the last part of the shop. Then this is our auto shop.
Oh wow! Look at that.
So this is a customer. He's a supporter of the program, but this is a truck he's got, one of their farm trucks, and he just basically wants us to go through it, and it doesn't have any brakes, and it needs some work on a few other things. So he wants us to fix everything for him, and then he's gonna buy a Raptor liner. He wants us to Raptor liner the truck for him.
Oh wow, that's cool. Nice. That's a good 4-post lift. I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice asset to have for auto
Are
class.
you?
Here's
Is there any
the-
way to
the other
get
track.
back on the Wi-Fi, or is there? It's kind of a little bit blurry.
I'll go here over towards the door. Is that a little better?
No, but it's okay. You could just go for it.
That's pretty much. I mean, this is our auto shop. It's probably the smallest of our shops, but
Yeah.
it's full of tractor parts.
Do they have a dyno of any kind?
No, we just have this run stand here.
Oh, a run stand. Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
So you have to go through the one shop to get to the back shop, or there's no garage access there? Or...
No, yeah, that's the one downfall of this area is that they put the auto shop. You basically had to go through the welding shop here to get to it.
Oh, that stinks. So if they're working on something there and you got to get that truck out or get another car in, you can't.
Yeah, and then the only thing though, so when our weight room is like right next to this here. So if you can see that, you can kind of see that metal beam up there. They planned for expansion. So hopefully when they redo the weight room, which hopefully soon here, we're going to see if they will let the weight room building stay, and we can add basically 3 garage doors to the front of it and then move all the automotive stuff down there.
That's cool.
So then we can have the auto shop down there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the location of the lift is my only real complaint about the whole place. It's just a little inconvenient, but other than, I mean, it's awesome to have, but
I mean, you technically could move the auto shop into one of these little other welding areas and then, flip-flop things.
yeah, when we've talked about that too, doing that too.
What's this table you got there?
So this table, have you guys ever seen like the strong hand tables?
Yeah.
So this is, we have a laser cutting company just to the south of us, and they actually donate all of our like welding coupons and stuff.
Wow.
And we take them the scrap back, and they give us another 4 boxes. But they're looking for kids all the time. So we called and asked them, if we drew up a jig table, how much would it be to buy it? And they said, well, why don't we just put our logo on it and just give it to you?
Oh, wow.
So, and then our welding teacher basically got these Harbor Freight clamps, cut the ends off, and put 5/8 stock on there. So now they can clamp stuff down.
That's awesome. Wow, that's cool. Nice. What company is that? Let me see.
Koima Laser.
Is that COO?
Okay.
KOOIMA.
Sorry, KOOIMA. Laser. Yeah, there we go.
So at any given time, Shane, how many teachers can be in a space?
We usually will have we have 2 ag teachers. We have 1 female ag teacher, and she does she's all classroom stuff. And then our other ag teacher, he teaches 2 ag shop classes. So there are classes where our welding instructors out here welding, the ag teachers out here working on the tractor, and they're usually in the auto shop though. And then I'm in the wood shop. So there's usually 3 of us out here at a time. Usually have anywhere from 20 to 50 some kids out here.
Wow.
This is awesome. I'm looking at their website. It's pretty serious.
They don't, I mean, that's a lot of commingling, if you will, with the kids going back and forth. I mean, in my school, lot of the rooms are, they're dedicated spaces, and you can get to two of the three rooms without going into the hallway right now. And then we are doing a small renovation where we're moving our CNC router into a smaller space so that we can open up some floor space and cut down on the noise. So once that happens, then we'll be able to enter. You can cut through all three shops without going in the hallway. So
you have a lathe and a mill there?
Yeah. We've got two. We got this little Enco mill, but then we got this jet mill here, and then the jet lathe, and then we got a grizzly lathe too over here.
Oh, nice. That's great. Do you like the jet mill?
Jet mill is awesome. Jet lathe, I wouldn't buy again. I would definitely buy a grizzly lathe over the jet lathe.
Okay.
But the jet mill is really nice.
Okay. I have a jet, the miniature one, the tiny desktop one. And I got to tell you, it's great because you can buy two of them or maybe four of them for the price of the entry on the bigger guy. And, we have a small shop. So I just said, okay, let me just try it out. So I forgot the code number on it, but it's pretty good. It's got the R8 collet, which is the full size situation. So if anyone was going to get a mill, but you don't have the space, you could just get a jet mini mill. It's great.
We have a grizzly mini mill, and it works really nice too.
Yeah, it's probably from the same factory.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Where's your lumber storage at? How do you navigate the lumber coming in and out and things like that?
So, a lot of the lumber storage for like construction is up on the mezzanine. But right now it's full. We got stuff up there. We built all new frames for the desks in the classroom that we're going to swap out here at the end of the year. So they're all up there in storage. And then they were fighting the elevation in the shop. And so one thing we did, they were trying to figure out what to do. And I told them, I said, why don't you just put a loading dock on the shop?
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
we just
smart.
put a loading dock here, and we can just have stuff back right up and use that, or unload it and have the skid loader just drop it off right here.
Yeah, that's cool.
But where's all your like hardwood lumber and like pine like type stuff? Like, does that get stored somewhere else in the building or?
Yeah. So right off of the wood shop here.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Got all the lumber in here.
That's great. This is well organized.
We try. It gets pretty hectic and messy, but
This time of year, if you're going full bore every day this time of year, it's like a cluster.
yeah,
It is.
Yeah,
it
I
really
cleaned
is.
up a little bit, but I wanted to at least have it kind of clean. But
That's cool. No, I appreciate this. This is really cool. And let me just see something here. So you got your. Let me just take a look here. 1 second.
And then what do you do with all your cutoffs? Do you burn them or do you donate
right
them
here.
Or do you reuse them, or how does that work?
So usually I go through like all those cutting boards that we make. I usually go through and cut most of the stuff down into 1 by 1 or whatever sticks, and then we just make cutting boards. A lot of the stuff, like our 8th grade clocks, like this kind of stuff is perfect for those. So we actually go through and dig a bunch out and use it up. And then all the like junk cutoffs, my principal takes home, and he's got a little fire pit he has on his deck. He burns the pine and stuff in there.
Is that an iron worker right there?
This is
No.
a wide belt sander.
Holy schmo! I never even seen anything. I didn't even know that existed.
They're awesome.
It's,
We have one similar to that.
took a 43-inch wide piece of wood through that thing. Those are the belts up there for it.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
But yeah, the iron worker's sitting back behind the CNC over there, the plas table.
Oh yeah, the plasma table. What plasma cutting table is that?
It's a arc light,
Oh, okay.
and we've got a hypotherm plasma cutter on it.
Oh yeah, those are great. Yeah, those are fun. The plasma cutting, machines, because you could really,
We actually made the kids draw up and cut out their toolboxes on it this year.
Oh, nice.
So,
Oh, and then you got a piranha, or is that a?
this Scotchman.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Those are great.
What is that
And on
for?
This thing will.
I'm not familiar with metalworking, so I don't know what some of that stuff
Yeah,
is.
you can like it's like imagine if you had something that had hydraulic jaws, and you could just cut or shear at a very high level of pressure.
Oh, so
So
it's a
this
hydraulic
here-
shear?
Yeah, this will
But
shear,
multiple.
but it's also got a nibbler,
Yeah.
and then it has a punch, hole punch, and then I guess you kind of like a press brake here.
Yeah. So like, even if you had a quarter-inch plate of steel, you could bend that right there in that bender.
So do you have like a traditional box and pan brake then, or no?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what's nice, like I wanted to characterize that ironworker. So like, imagine you're trying to go through like even like a half-inch plate, and you want to punch it. It'll literally go brr, bing, like bing. It makes it like so easy to do stuff. You could just punch a hole through. Oh, there you go. Diacros, probably.
They're not huge, but they do the job. Yep, diacros.
Nice.
Yeah, those I know how to use them.
You know, it's believe it or not, if you know the 3-in-1 jet 3-in-1, you got the box brake. It's only for like 030, but the box brake, the shear, and the roll, it's pretty good. But you just gotta watch because you need a hold down that doesn't lift up. That's the only thing about it.
I mean, you got some fabulous equipment there, Shane. I mean, this is phenomenal. You know what you're showing us. This is great. I mean, and I'm sure just the hand tools, in addition to just the machinery stuff you have there, is probably, just as massive. But seeing a shop that's so industrialized, this is awesome. It really is.
And the thing about it is, we've got 4 of these within a hour radius of us.
Oh,
One of my buddies from college, they've got one bigger than this. They've got 3 jet lathes, 3 jet mills, everything Miller welders. I mean, it's basically this, but just a little bit bigger. And it was a brand new shop versus an add-on. Just to the south of us, we've got another 10,000 square foot facility that they build stuff for manufacturing businesses. That's something about Iowa that's kind of unique. Is it's just they're everywhere around here.
Oh, interesting. New Jersey struggles with keeping the shops going and keeping more recruiting. Like last night, we were talking about this at a meeting, and Tim was there about recruiting new teachers, and they have trouble with this because they're pushing everybody towards computer science and whatnot. But craftsmanship and manufacturing is a number one concern right now, and Elon Musk talks about it. He says it's easy to build a prototype, but manufacturing is like really hard. How do you manufacture enough rockets? How do you manufacture enough cars or microchips or whatever? Manufacturing is massive. And and so that's going to be a big thing coming up. Even though I know like people like to think like, oh, everything's made in China, but that's not true. Not everything's made in China. And in fact, with automation and with craftsmanship in America, it's all back here. I mean, and in a way, it didn't leave. It just slowed down a bit. So I think does that ever come up where people try to say, well, I don't want my kid working with their hands. They have to go to academic school and stuff like that. Is that a riff out there, or you guys don't even mention it?
I'd say it was more when I first started. I think the last 3 or 4 years, we've had 50-50 with our graduating class. 50 went to 4-year, 50 went to either trade school or started a job right away.
Okay.
Shane, how many kids are in your school?
We've got about 300 in the high school. I think it's like 270 something. And then we're 1,000 kids K through 12.
Wow.
It's kind of funny because I'll walk out my shop door here quick. You can almost it's like a mile, it looks like, down to the elementary. It's like just forever down there.
So the thing is, these kids that are in this building are in this building, and then they know where the wood shop is when they're in first grade, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
And schools around here, Ron, don't have that. They're not like that. And I think that's part of the problem, because the kids aren't seeing this in the early ages. And like, it's just part of their culture. They grow up and they're like, oh, I can't wait to take wood shop, because I remember seeing a kid walk out with some big, chest or XYZ years ago,
That's a great point.
So, some of these schools that are these massive centers or massive buildings where they have every grade in is definitely, you're at an advantage, because they've been exposed to that for, 7 years, 8 years before you attract them to that, And of course, when you're first grade, second grade, I mean, you're not thinking about, oh, I want to take wood shop, but when it matters, 5th, 6th, 7th, if they're still in the building, that matters, because you're seeing those prototypes and those artifacts walking out of the building.
And we do our best to make a lot of noise too. That 383 out there on that run stand, we'll open the door to the hallway and start it up and just make a lot of noise. And, they hear it, they see it, so.
Yeah, and they could take a field trip, right? Say they're talking career day and they want to talk about cabinet makers or carpentry. They can march their little elementary school kids down to the shop, and then they can talk about carpentry or cabinet making or metal working or that kind of stuff too. So that is nice that that's right in that area. Now we don't have that where we're at. I don't think there's any. Maybe Belvedere High School. I know Belvedere High School, which is near me. They're attached to elementary school, so I think they are probably similar to Shane in that sense, but it's a very small district.
Yeah, it's a recruitment problem. We do a show every year for the 8th graders. In fact, we parked one of the cars that we did inside the middle school, like literally like rolled it in. And that helped actually, because kids took my class a couple years later and they were like, I was like, how'd you find out about this class? They said, oh, there was this car parked in there from years ago. I was like, wow. So imagine if you had a car parked in the middle of your lobby. Like we did that. I don't know whose idea was that. Was not my idea. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Well, then a lot of the schools around here are regional. So, you have a middle school in one town, a middle school, or K-8 in one town, K-8 in another town, K-8 in another town. And, they're not getting the same experience. But then when they come to the regional high school, it ends up being that's kind of where everything culminates. and then they don't see that, so they're all fighting like, well, what's this wood shop class, or what is this film design class, or what is it, because they don't see that.
Yeah. What is this ITE?
That's the 8th grade exploratory class.
Oh. And what happens if I click on this link? It goes to the class? Oh. No, it didn't go anywhere. Copy to clipboard. Oh, I don't know. It must be a website thing. And then you got nothing, right? And then
and that's actually I need to update that. That's last year's.
CAD architectural. We saw that. Your CAD room. Cabinet making and millwork. Intro to industrial trades. Okay. Automotive. Home maintenance. Where do you do the enclosures, the houses? The mini house.
Construction trades.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So what's the difference between basic home maintenance and construction trades then? What are you like? What?
Basic home maintenance is basically it's all girls. So it's all girls, and they may not have ever taken intro. They may not have taken anything, and doesn't matter. We build little walls and do drywall on them. We bust holes in them. We fix it. We change outlets and light fixtures, change toilets, like just that kind of stuff that, a homeowner can save some money doing themselves.
This is great. Oh, look. The toolboxes.
Yeah, I made that same toolbox in middle school.
That's awesome.
I have it.
Really?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it.
That's awesome. And look, it's got the little elbows.
That's what's funny about that project. That project's been around forever.
Wow.
And the kids still, they go nuts over it.
Because it makes sense. You get to make a 3-dimensional object from a 2-dimensional. It's a development. It's flat and it becomes 3D. And what kind of steel do you use? Like what thickness?
22 gauge is what we're using right now. And we actually had to order it from a local HVAC place because we couldn't get it anywhere else within like 100 miles.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was out.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Recently steel has been up. That's interesting. And then they paint it in the booth, or they just paint it whatever rattle can?
Yeah, they use rattle can, but they paint it in the booth. And some of them, we started experimenting with some powder coating this year.
Oh my God. There's Timmy's 8th grade project. Oh, you're
that one
muted,
looks
Timmy.
good.
What?
There it is, baby, right there.
Shane, what kind of grade would you give him?
Definitely an A. That's nice. That's a nice job.
that.
He even painted the inside.
Oh.
Gray on the inside. And then I have the sister to this one, which is the next size up.
Does that one have like the midway, like it folds midway down? It's got 2 folds on the front.
Yeah, I have that. That one's up. That one's up here. You can kind of see it. It's like right here. But I was gonna try to do this at my former district, and I ordered the kits for all the hardware, but I never ordered the sheet metal. And then because I think the kids would have liked it, and I was just gonna rivet on the hinge, but it is.
Where'd you order the kit from?
Oh, this was 15 years ago when I ordered those from I think probably Midwest Company or whatever.
There's like only one place I can find that actually still does it. I think I saw another one recently, but there's a Shop House Supply, and it's out of New Mexico, and you get the stuff and it's all wrapped in like newspaper and it's wrapped in Walmart bags. And
that's so.
But we didn't. I had them because I never ordered the metal because it was just one of those. I ordered 1 or 2 kits at a time just to start building up stock. But when I was ready to do them, I was going to order the metal, and then I ended up leaving that district. So I wanted to do that with my kids, but it was that was. I like that. I like that project. That was a fun project.
How do I find that thing?
I think if you take off everything but the shop house supply, I think it'll come up.
I think I ordered when I ordered them through Midwest Technology.
I guess it's shop supply house. I think maybe that first link or that second link there. Yep, that's it right there.
Oh my
Oh, you
god!
found it?
About
It's
Oh
out of
my
New Mexico.
God, this is so old school. American owned and operated since 1966.
But you know what, Ron? That is a great project because, like you said, it teaches layout skills. It teaches tabs, folding, seaming, spot welding,
Mm-hmm.
hardware installation. It's such a great project.
There it is, metal box
Finishing.
project.
And they got to be patient when they paint it because you get heavy on the paint and it just runs so quick. So
Yep.
So how do you order this? You have to. You can't click on anything.
I think if you scroll down farther yet, there we go. Keep
Shipping
going.
option. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Dude, look at this thing. This is it right here. Oh, look, that says like a insert with tray. Yeah, this is the tray.
Yeah, that's the next model up. Like if you go back up. Right there, that's the one.
The upgrade.
I have that one too. I made that one also. The TV2, 18
Yeah,
inch.
and then they sell it to you as a pack.
Yeah.
But all they're selling you is the hardware, right?
Hardware, the hinges,
And the plans.
the plans, yeah, and then a sticker that says handcrafted by.
And that's it. You can source all this stuff yourself, but because they package it up, this is it. Oh my God! Look at this dustpan.
I like the grill. Do not use galvanized.
Oh yeah. A case, attaché case. What is this? Sheet metal brake. That ain't gonna work.
But these are good projects for you, Ron, to do.
Totally. I do the dustpan. We did the dustpan like every year, except I added a competition to it. We did a dustpan where we oh cool, cheese cutter. Look, it's Cubert. We did a dustpan where we I make it competitive, so it has to pick up a certain amount of I don't know, 10 pounds or whatever. The handle has to be a certain amount of inch, all these minimums, and then whoever's dustpan is the lightest but still hit the minimum. So like you can't overbuild it. My point is like teach the kids like iteration and engineering. So it's pretty good actually. They figure out how to make it as small as possible within the minimums. What is this?
Salt shaker.
It's literally just the cap, and then you're supposed to just use hollow out a log. These people are smart. What they figured out was that you don't actually need to sell material. You need to sell hardware and plans. That's interesting, right?
Yeah, that's the way to go. I mean,
this is a great business.
The other thing is
here's the box corner. God, sorry, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, it would take you longer, I think, to source all those parts. And if you source those parts and they're not an approved vendor, you're not going to be able to get them. So by making that company an approved vendor, you can just order everything in one shot, stop, if you will.
Yeah.
Right here. Here, I got it. So unshare your screen.
Yep.
I'll share my screen here.
Do it.
Here's through Midwest.
Oh. There it is.
They have a kit. There's the master kit. So it looks like it comes with the plans, the hardware, just everything like you had.
Yeah. Is it from this company?
I don't know. I mean, this is from
Yeah.
Midwest. This is
Yeah,
from
yeah.
technology. So either either they're buying it from somebody else or they're putting it together themselves. But
Because
this
they
is
got
24 kits.
for $250. Is that what
Yeah.
it was?
But
240.
you can talk them down. They'll give you 10% off that.
Well, I think that Shop House Supply, I think that was, are they like $150 for 50 kits or something?
Let me see.
Probably. Let me unshare this.
For 50 kit. Oh, here. I got it up. This is really funny. All right. Is this are we comparing apples to apples here? Is this it?
That TB4 is what we make.
TB4 here. And so a 50 pack is $262.
So they're actually more expensive. Or no. Because theirs was a 24 pack, right? Midwest.
Yeah,
Oh.
$10. They're $10 a kit. Midwest.
$10 a kit? Oh no,
Yeah.
this is a lot cheaper. This is only $640 a kit.
Because they have that double fold one also. 6 kits, $81.
Oh yeah. That's so funny. Yeah.
Well, they're calling it a junior. They're calling the same one you do a junior. So it's 24 kits for $204.
Oh yeah, this is a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Handcrafted. That's awesome. Well, so yeah, I mean, it's great.
I mean, it's $850. It's $850 a kit.
Yeah. So what Shane, now what's your background? Did you jump right into teaching?
No, I went to tech school first for architectural drafting and worked construction while I did that. And then they basically, it was the recession right when I graduated. And there's a big metal recycler in my hometown in Norfolk, Nebraska, Nucor Steel, and they make steel, they make bar joists for buildings and stuff. And originally they were looking for a ton of detailers for their detailing center. And then they hired, I think, 3 out of like 45 of us. So, and I was like staring at a computer all day. I'm like, I can't do this anyway.
Yeah.
So I just kept working construction. And then I kind of was like, I kind of want to teach shop, and always liked that. And so then I went back to Wayne State and kept working construction and stuff, and then ended up here. So.
Wow. And is this this was your first teaching job, but you stayed?
Yep.
That's cool. Now, did you go alternate route, or did you go to school to be a tech ed teacher?
Yeah, no, I went to school to be a tech ed teacher. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. That's wild. Yeah, I'm alternate route. You know, the teaching thing was like I didn't even know that was a class. I didn't have it growing up. It's like wild to me. When I found out you got to build stuff and you just hang out with teenagers, I'm like, all right, I could do that. I'm pretty much a old teenager anyway, so you know, that's cool. So this is good, man. This is real good. And let's see, you got pictures on the website. Hold on, let's get some. Yeah, what do you got on the horizon? Anything new happening?
We've got that tech fair coming up. That's the big thing that we'll be working on here pretty soon. Going to that and just kind of trying to get. We're trying to keep improving the auto shop. Trying to get some tire machines in there, that kind of thing.
Nice. And what so if someone wants to donate something, oh, I see. You guys you have a donations or like a highlight of. That's great. That's actually a good idea. Do you maintain this?
Yeah. Yep.
I could tell. Yeah, you do a good job, man. Nice.
Thank you.
That is awesome. All right. What you got? Anything else? Otherwise, we could break into casual time.
No, I think that's good.
Yeah. No, thanks for doing that. I think it's a good walkthrough. I mean, it really gives like an idea. Imagine. I mean, I don't know what would happen. I mean, think a couple things. I guess would happen. If you're a shop teacher, you get inspired, or you want to reach out. Yeah. How do they get in touch with you? Let's say they want to. I guess right here.
Yep, email. Yep.
Yeah. S. Peterson at WLWildcats.org. And inspire people. And then also, if you're young coming up, you want to see what a shop class or what it's like to teach shop class, and then other districts. I mean, I'm not sure I wonder if another district would find this useful, like see what it's like in another school. I wonder if they even do research like that. So it's pretty cool. All right. Well,
I think there's schools that do site visits, and I think in today's modern age now, being that a lot of these schools can go virtual, you don't have to send teachers to other people's schools anymore,
Right.
And say, hey, this is what we got, and we could give you a virtual tour. So, like my school did that with Lauren. We went to Lauren's school and
cool.
checked that out. So I think just in today's day and age, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we were able to do that on some of our PD meetings. Go to other schools and check out the shops.
That's cool. Nice.
It's one thing to have a shop and have it set up and running things the way you run them. And then, when you go to another building and you're like, I didn't think about setting it up that way, or this is the way it's always been in this room when I inherited that. Mm-hmm. But then when you go somewhere else, you're like, well, that's a new way to think. There's a new way of thinking there, or that's a new use of space for certain things. So it is nice to go out and see these schools and get ideas.
Yeah. Like, especially the inheritance part of it, like, or starting from zero. Like when I got to my school, the shop teachers and some of the supervisors there were like, that program had kind of like seen its day. I mean, it started before the 40s. I mean, they built the shop. I think they had belt drive overhead. I mean, they had lathes in there making. I think it made a practice for ammunition, war effort, like early stuff. So it had gone through the time chapters. By the time I got there, they were parking their cars inside as parking. And when I got there, there was only a little bit left of a classroom. And I said to them, I said, guys, you can't park your car in here. I want to pull a vehicle in. And they respected that right away. It's just that, the guy in between me and someone else had been doing that. So he left. He only lasted a year and a half, and then I got in there and I immediately kicked them out. Which they respected. But so I had to reinvent the place and pull it back to what it could be or what it was or whatever. And you see this and you're like, wow, I really haven't done enough. Like I think we should have a plasma cutting table, and also you gotta. What's great? You have a good mix of like tech. Modern manufacturing. Let's not call it tech. Let's call it manufacturing and the hand tool stuff. I think the CNC stuff is going to be massive coming up. And people that have experience with that are really going to do well. So this is a great look. I think you're right, Tim. I think I would, I was just trying to think like who would look at this and think, God, that's awesome. What a cool shop, That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the nice thing is too, like even if you even with Shane, so like say for example, you go through Shane's wood shop, and and say you spent 3 hours going through the wood shop and or cabinet shop, whatever you want to call it, and you got a bunch of wood shop people that teach there, and you can say, well, hey Shane, if you turn your table saw 90 degrees, you have a better access for this, that, and the other thing. Or if you swap the location of the drill press and the scroll saws, you might have a better opportunity to do, to bring another piece of equipment in. So that's also good too, because say somebody does watch this, and even if they're listening to this individually, they can say, well, I'm going to go check those pictures out, or I want to go check out his shop, or whatever. So it is nice where just getting other people's point of views of this is what I have set up. Now, in my room, I know my room's not set up to maximize the efficiency, but for me, it works. You know, we have my shop, you know, literally you can land an airplane on the table saw because of the way I have the two table saws put next to each other. And for us, it works, but it may not work in Shane's room. You know, it may not work in somebody else's room. So it is nice to see this and get ideas. Awesome.
All right. Well, yeah, go ahead.
I'm just at the middle school, but my thing is exposure. Expose the kids to as many things as possible. And Shane, you got exposure all over the place. Like these kids have options.
Yeah.
You know, that's
awesome. That's one thing we really try to do, just with where we're at in the country and where we're at in Iowa. We have Sioux Falls right next to us, and we try, you know, there's some schools that they build a house and they spend, you know, 6 periods on a house, and that's fine for that if that's what they want to do. But we just have so many different job opportunities that I can't just justify doing one thing with them.
Yeah, you definitely have opportunities there. Like, especially when you see the kids from 8th grade all the way through, and so many kids are exposed to your classroom. That's awesome.
Well, and the other thing is, like, you know, you can get a kid that comes up with a crazy idea, like, hey, I want to have a wooden bracket, and then that wooden bracket attaches to a, you know, some type of welded together foot of some sort. You can literally go, we can manufacture that, as compared to me saying, well, you're going to have to try to find something on Amazon, you know, where we can't do that.
Right. You're literally in the middle of a cornfield.
Yep, we are.
This is what we call stalker Ron. This is stalker Ron.
I like traveling using the Google map. Because I want to feel like what it's like to be there. It's like, wow, look at this open. Is this what they consider like a plain? Like, this is like wide. Look at you. There's not one thing on the horizon. Those are trees.
We're so used to seeing mountains where we're at. It's weird. Don't see.
This is wild. Look at that. Do you get storms that whip up out of nowhere?
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, the rumors of people out on their front porch watching tornadoes. That's 100% true.
There's nothing to stop it.
This is making South Jersey look mountainous.
So Shane, just for context, so like I work in the most densely populated city, the third most densely populated city in the US. Okay. And my neighbors are number 1 and 2. So if you go here, population by density, it is this is right next to where I work, like the highlighted photo. Okay, it's just people living on top of each other. Here we go. Guttenberg is number 1. I used to live there. Union City number 2. West New York. This is where I teach, and then Hoboken. These 4. These are neighbors.
And you probably can't tell their you can't tell their different cities. Is that kind of how it is?
Yeah, exactly the same. It's like, oh my God, I will show you. This is like totally different than your setup.
And they're all in New Jersey. Did you see that? It said all New Jersey.
Yeah. The 4 most densely populated cities are in New Jersey, and then it goes New York, but then back to Jersey, and Jersey. And again, there's probably more in Jersey than any other. It's crazy. All right, hold up. Let me show you West New York. just for comparison. You know.
Ron, I guess there was no place else to dump the riffraff.
Yeah, that's why I got a job there. They were like, "Who the hell wants to work here?" All right, sure. You want a job? All right, no problem. So, here we go. I don't know what. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there we go.
So, Ron,
All
do you have to have like a Google Map passport that you have to get stamped?
Yeah. You're like, yeah, you get on a flight, you got to sit online, get checked at customs.
You have to
So
pay to check your bag.
Yeah. No, it's easy. So here's here's New York, right? And then just across the river is this square. They call it the mile square. And then this is I like go get some lunch down here. Hold on, let's get the high school going. Memorial High School right here. Okay, hold on. There we go. Boom. That's it. There she is. I haven't been there since September.
Wait,
and that was only
which house is it? Oh, it was right there.
Yeah. This is that building's been there since 1926. But basically the whole town is this. Just houses next to apartments that are next to apartments that are next to high rises. There's nothing else. And then every so often you'll get like somebody somehow built a house and it stayed. So you got a house next to an apartment, and then look at this. More apartments. They love it over there, dude. That's all they do. And you just go down here, and then you just take a left over here. Hold on, let's move up a little bit. Or a parking lot. That's another thing we have. And this is where I battle for parking. See, ooh, maybe there's a spot right there. I can get in. Good. You know? And then you come down here. And I don't know how they did this. Somebody built these beautiful little these townhouses. And then this is my shop. When you come down here. Ta-da! A little tiny door. And this is it. These windows. And then the rest of it's like underground dungeon style. There's like a grill on top here to give us ventilation. This thing pulls out the air.
How'd that go again?
Yeah. I was trying to see, where's my car? I mean,
they don't have shop to you called out sick that day.
Yeah, and then if you park here, you get bird shit all over your car. Yeah, I don't see my car. But do you see how, like, I can't get out of this? Like, there's nothing open. Like, there's no open planes. And then ready for this? So this is the high school, 3 buildings. This is the middle school right next door. And there's 2,000 people in the high school.
Wow.
2,000 people just in the high school. And mostly the whole town.
Twice your district, Shane.
Just at the high school.
I student taught in a district like that in Omaha.
Wow.
So it's.
Where do you go for fire drills? You probably can't talk about it because
Me or Shane?
No, you.
You know what? Outside.
You go outside. There's nowhere to go.
I like so fire drill, like, hey, don't stand in the street. You might get hit.
Yeah, they stand in the street. We just go on the corner. Like, we just go out here. That's literally what happens. That's amazing. Anyway, I'm just playing around. But and then they got the football field on top of this park over here. And then this is the other building we just acquired. Here's a little league. Yeah. Dense, dude. This is a city, dude. It's like Queens, you know? And then, you zoom out and you head over to Iowa. And it's totally different. That's amazing. Wait, how do we get back? Oh, here we go. Wow. Completely different scenario. That's awesome. All right, let's wrap up the recording so we can hang out. Okay. Shane, thanks for doing that. I know you didn't have to stay late and do this. I don't know what time it is over there, but I appreciate it.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah, it's cool. All right. And if you want to get in touch with them, you know how to do it. And Shop Class Podcast, Wednesday nights, we talk about Shop Class. All right.